I'm wearing the cargo pants with a chambray shirt, casual, loose style, V-neck, pullover with a scarf. My name's Toby Mensah and we're at Portobello Road Market. Here we go, 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 here we go. I'm a fashion designer. La la la. Yeah, yeah. I basically get old clothes, upcycle them. Lovely jubbly, that's it. Basically, just during lockdown, I came across the idea of getting old clothes, starting my own brand, purely by accident. And here we are. Excellent. Brilliant, thank you. Yeah, another satisfied customer. Growing up during the sort of like late 70s and 80s, and that, when a lot of it was very individual, as they say. And this is sort of like brought it full circle to what I'm doing now. Obviously later in life, you know, and doing this sort of accidental designer, I say, and that, yeah. And that's what helps me sort of create this. It's sort of like a throwback to how I used to like dress or whatever back in the day, you know. When I was a young boy, obviously going out, I was, as you say, I was a soul boy. I was into soul music and going to clubbing and dancing and stuff and whatnot, yeah. You either stood out the way you dressed or the way you danced, basically, yeah. So I wasn't that great a dancer, so I like to dress, basically, yeah. Yeah. I grew up in sort of North London. I've always heard about Portobello Market being the #1 market. I mean, I did sort of do Camden for a short while, but they just didn't have the sort of the vibe. You hear stories about going back to the swinging 60s and this and that, and Jimi Hendrix sort of lived around here, and Bob Marley sort of like was around this area as well, and that sort of like just gave it that sort of kudos sort of thing, you know. You've been here about 100 years, haven't you?
Watcha?
Yeah.
Him, he has.
Yeah. How are you? I'm all good, mate. Oh, there he is. How are you? You good? Yeah, it's nice to see you. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, thank you. Well.
Hey, what are you doing up here?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, people do ask where did you get that from, and you always tell them it's vintage. So basically, yeah, and it gives you that kudos. They, you know, they can't get it anywhere else because it's vintage. And it's a one-off. Yeah. So my studio, which is on, well, not very far from here, which is obviously I use to design my clothes. Woo. It's a real proper sort of treasure trove of vintage clothes and basically nothing's thrown away. So even the offcuts I keep because they can still be reused. It's always been vintage. Excuse the mess, sorry. It's always like this. My working is like 2 in the afternoon right through to the next morning, basically. So I work till about 5 a.m. because it's so peaceful. My wife rings me all the time, and she gives up. She goes, "You come home now, stop." And I'm just about to walk out, I think I'm finished now, just about to walk out, and I'm getting an idea, and I'll come back in again, you know? So many times I've done that, you know what I mean? Oh, just one more thing. It doesn't feel like a chore, it doesn't feel like work, you get me? You know, it feels like you're having fun, you know, when you're creating something, you know? You're working on something, then suddenly another idea comes in, and that goes, you put that aside, and you get the other next thing out, so you could be working on like 3 things at a time. It's a passion, it's a love, it's an end result. Even if you make a mistake, it doesn't matter because you can work around it, or that mistake can become something that's, oh, great, because it's sustainable. Mistakes don't really matter. It's part of the design, you know. Well, basically, it's just a pair of old workwear trousers. And these are sort of soft furnishings that I picked up in a furnishing shop, which they were chucking away. And I just thought, oh, these look cool. They'll probably go in a pair of trousers. It's sort of like armour-plated type of vibe going on. I'm just basically finishing it off, last bit of stitching, and they should be ready to go. There you go. Anything can be used, I suppose, and that, yeah, any piece of fabric or whatever. There's a story behind it. I've used football goals on coats, and I've used like money bags on jackets and things like that, you know. People do take fashion too seriously. I mean, wearing clothes It's for comfort and for fun as well. Going back to the modelling career, which was during the 80s, again, yeah, that was me did a show in Tokyo. So it's great, and it was all about looking good and the style and making your own fashion, were just fun times. If you've got something that's old and it's worn and tired, deconstruct it, customise it, stand out from the crowd, be individual, do your own fashion. Why chuck it? You know, patch it up, you know, but you don't have to throw it away, not at all. Give it to me. Give it to me, I'll do it up. I've always worn Barber. Got a few outfits which have lasted me for years and years and years and years. So it's the quality that's always there. And it just doesn't seem to ever die. It's one of those pieces you keep for life. It's the ethos of workwear, utility wear, which I'm very much into. Simplicity with a style. Come on, old man, hurry up. All right, all right. Autographs later, please. Okay, all right. Stand back, stand back, stand back. Oh, good. I take every day as it comes. I just enjoy it each day. You know, I get in the morning, spring my step. I step with my, no, I spring my step. No, step with my, you know. I get out of bed happy. Yeah.